So this video just gives some extra practice with the area of parallelograms and trapezoids. So before we get into that, let's review the area formulas. The area of a parallelogram is just base times height. Remember that the height of a parallelogram is not the same as the slant height. If we have a parallelogram here, let's just say that's our parallelogram, we could call the slant height of a parallelogram the actual edge here, where the height of a parallelogram is just what gets dropped down in a straight line to the other base from the top of one base. And the area formula for a trapezoid is 1/2 times the combined length of the two bases times the height. So we're going to have two slides here. One is for parallelograms and the other is for trapezoids. So go ahead, pause the video, find the area of these four parallelograms, and then come back and we'll go through the area formulas. So for number one, this parallelogram, again, any parallelogram has an area of base times height. The base is 12, the height is 5, because that's the height, the dotted line. And so the area is 60 square kilometers. For number two, base times height. The base is 8, the height is 11, so the area is 88 square meters. For number three, base times height. The base is 3.25. The height is 14. And so when we multiply 3.25 by 14, we end up with an area for that parallelogram of 45.5 square decimeters. And finally, for number four, base times height. Base is 25, height is 10.5. 25 times 10.5 is 262.5 square yards. Again, all of our areas have to be in square units because we're looking at areas and not just distances. So those are the parallelograms. Here are the four trapezoids that we're going to find the areas for. Go ahead, pause the video, write the area formula, substitute, and calculate, and come back when you're ready to go through the areas of these four trapezoids. So for number one, we have 1/2 times base 1 plus base 2 times height. It's 1/2 times the sum of the bases, which is 14 and 10.5, so that's 24.5 times the height, which is 6. We have 1/2 times 24.5 times 6, which gives us 73.5 square meters. Now, for the sake of space, I'm not going to rewrite the area formula on each of these trapezoids, but you should every time that you find the area of a trapezoid. For number two, we have 1/2 times the sum of the bases, which is 3.5 and 12, so 15.5 times 8. And when we multiply 15.5 times 8 times 1/2, we end up with 62 square feet. Number three, our bases are 7 and 11. So we have 1/2 times the sum of the bases, which is 18, times the height, which is 12. 1/2 times 18 times 12 is 108 square inches. And finally, for number four, our bases are 10 and 35. We have 1/2 times 10 plus 35 is 45. And now what we have is we don't see a dotted line for the height, but because this side, the 10 yards, goes perpendicularly from base to base, 10 is actually our height here. And so we have all of that times 10. Now 45 times 10 is 450, divided by 2 is 225 square yards.